from like that syndrome of where they get a little off and they just kind of can't get their rhythm back together for a while. But that should be expected at mid-level for pretty much all kinds of mains. But yeah, they're solid. Cubby, I saw, did a fairly decent job against Frigid, the Captain Falcon player.
Right.
That's a very different matchup, obviously, but I'm gonna see how he does against another Spacey. Because I saw that Bard did very well against Imdur last time, which is pretty darn impressive.
So I'm familiar with the Invaders. We have Zealot, Unsure, Kuyashi, and Reeve.
Yep.
In terms of Fort Wayne, they have Toast, Cubby, Bard, and FPR.
Yep, HPR, yep.
HPR, yeah. Okay. So it looks like, yeah, Zealot is the vanilla, Cubby is the blue or purple.
Yeah.
Magenta? I'm gonna say that's magenta. That's my final answer.
I think that's a pretty... Yeah, no, that's good. If I was Alex Trebek, I would take that. Even though you didn't put a what is, but that's fine.
That's my bad.
Formalities aside. Oop. Cubby's getting a little stuck there, but he does manage to get this grab. Gets the roll in. Tries to go for the third up tilt. No, Zealot's not mid-level, dude. Cubby and Bard are. I would say Zealot is probably like at low-high level.
I think if there were actual events and Zealot was going to them, I think he'd be not a lock, but very, very likely top 100 level at this point.
Yeah, and it's pretty much for stuff like what you just saw. Recognition, going out, gimping. And even though the neutral game has looked... Oh, wow. Even though the neutral game has looked pretty, you know... pretty
relatively even.
It's the difference.
The punish game, dude. Look at this.
Yeah.
He misses the first up air and finds the second one like nothing. And then he just gets the early Armada shine, too. So aggressive, so confident. And, wow. This is looking rough.
Oh, by the way, are you watching on Twitch or on Discord?
I'm watching on Discord.
Okay, I'm watching on Twitch.
Okay, you should watch on Discord.
Oh, really? Mason told me to watch on Twitch.
Did he really? Should
Yeah,
I be watching on... Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
No, you guys should be watching on Discord because of the delay.
Then I will be doing that.
Absolutely.
Alright.
And that's a 3-stock for Zealot. I think... Yeah, Secrets in the chat predicted that Zealot would take 10 stocks minimum. He's on pace to do just that right now.
Yeah. I think he's gonna fare pretty similarly if they try to put in Bard as well. I think that... I don't know. It's gonna be rough. I think they might have to put in their heavy hitters earlier than they may want to.
It's impossible because, like, the Invaders are all heavy hitters. Like, they're just very, very well established, like, fringe, if not, like, truly top 100 level talent. I mean, to me, Fort Wayne just has to play consistently above their ability to have a shot. And I hate to say that, but, like, they have to rise to the occasion. They have to play basically at their very ceiling and catch the Invaders playing closer to their floor.
Mm-hmm. Very true, very true.
That's a tall order. That's just a tall order.
Yes, it is. I think the best chance they have at wedging in kind of a clean victory with maybe not a superstar is a Fox against Kuyashi. I can kind of see that. No, that's
Davey Wavy. No, in the chat, Davey Wavy just goes, "Yeah, but that one stock though." But he got that one stock though.
Yo, but he got that one. That's the classic Midwest game takers. It's not set takers, game takers.
Absolutely.
The old meme.
Mason, what do you think, man?
I don't know. The Invaders crew is very good. I mean,
yeah.
Zealot. I don't want to talk down about Zealot.
I mean, there's nothing negative you can say about the man.
Zealot is a top 100 level player.
Okay.
And he might be the worst player on their crew.
I see where you're going with this now.
Yeah. No.
Oh man, that's tough.
I feel like perhaps in retrospect, another stipulation should have been put on Invaders.
Well, this is where we are, and this is an interesting discussion. I honestly don't even know where to start in terms of ranking them because I feel like they're all in this weird
And
they're in this
great.
weird
They're great.
purgatory between like top level and high level, where you don't know quite how good they are because we don't have the data right now. We don't have them going to events all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
But I don't know if I would just say that Zealot is if I would put him at the bottom. Like
I don't.
I
think
really
he-
don't. I think you could argue for almost any order between those
Right.
four players, honestly.
Right.
I
I
feel
don't
like
think
Reeve
he
is
is
actually-
the worst. He just might be. Like,
I feel like Reeve has a solid he has a solid claim to be perhaps the most solid player.
that is true.
Perhaps the
Reeve-
most, because he's been at that level the longest of all
Yeah.
four. But Kuyashi, I think, has clearly reached that level, or maybe a bit higher. Zealot,
Perhaps.
Sorry.
it's tough. No, go ahead, please.
In this era of Slippy, Grieve has 2 Moki wins, a Ginger win. Like
He's up there. He's
on a
really
tear.
doing work.
Zealot also has a Moki win. Oh, they're doing the T drops. I practiced this recently. It's actually not that hard if you practice this. Do you guys know about this?
A little bit.
I do not know anything about this.
Didn't Reeve also take down Ryobi?
Yeah. Reeve has multiple top
Yes.
100s right now.
That was before Slippy.
Oh, really?
No. I'm sorry. I was thinking of him beating Polish, and that was like at pre-Rona. That was like January.
Nope.
Anyway, here we go.
Yep.
Bard with the blue fox, and for them to have a chance, Bard has to go off and keep 3 stocks at least.
Yeah, and right there, he already messed up a little on his punish, but thankfully Zealot messed up a little on his neutral game, so...
I like the tech chasing with shines.
Yep.
Especially on Yoshi's, it's that much likelier that you can just get them off stage for an early gimp opportunity.
For sure.
Bard is this kind of hidden boss of Fort Wayne that nobody really knows about.
I don't know about him.
He is about as good as Toast and Heavy Peck. Like
Really?
he's around that level.
Okay.
I didn't know about that.
Good stuff to ZZ.
Zealot doesn't care.
I just want to point this out. In both the first 2 games of this particular match, Zealot took both first stocks simply by taking ledge.
Yep.
And I think that spaces need to just hold the freaking ledge more often, especially in a matchup like this.
Yeah, I mean, the spacey culture kind of pressures you to want to press buttons.
So true.
Real about that. Like, there is this emphasis on gotta be fast and cool and stylish, when in reality, if you want the W, sometimes, you know, press forward on the control stick. Like that.
Oh my god, the Shy Guys delay the recovery just enough. Give Bard one more chance.
And he
Oh!
gets there.
Yeah, I like these mix-ups from Bard right now. He's finding ways around Zealot's recovery, or Zealot's edge guarding.
Yeah, he's making it hard to finish him off. And he's going to inch his way into a stock, it looks like. Yep.
Barely. Okay.
He can also get up off the ledge.
Oh,
And
jeez.
immediately.
Oh my god.
Interesting there. Kind of trying to bait Zealot. That thing you talked about, tech chasing with Shine, something Rick taught me that I think I've gotten a lot of mileage when I play Fox in this matchup and others, is like, tech chase with Shine, or should I say, go to where they will tech in place, and then you can react with a Shine, and you should have enough time to cover other options.
Yeah, it's all about that positioning.
Which is just an interesting concept to think about, and makes you, if you don't play Fox, it makes you really scared.
Zealot takes his 7th stock of the crew battle.
Yep, and that Shine out of shield saying your pressure is not real.
He should be dead here. Doesn't get the tech.
He could have gotten the tech, that would have prolonged the edge guard, and from what we've seen, Zealot's been getting a lot of mileage. Both of these players have, out of just making it a little harder for the other player to kill them.
A lot of pressure on Bard to take this stock.
Yep.
Everything here is just extra credit for Zealot.
Ooh! The clutch shortened, but then Zealot very much so knew what was coming, and now he's just spacing out the bears.
Oh, he almost made that. I didn't
That
even
would have
see
been really
that.
good. That would have been super good.
That would have been really nice.
Tis a shame.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. All right, Zealot has taken 8 stocks. He's got 1 left. He just needs to take 2 more to fulfill the prophecy of secrets.
True.
Yeah, it seems like people are agreeing that Reeve is clearly number 1. I think given the information that we have, and again the lack of like IRL tournament events, that's probably the correct answer. But I still think it's entirely possible that most likely either Zealot and or Kuyashi could could have eclipsed him in terms of raw skill. And I don't mean to do a disservice to Reeve. I love Reeve, and I think he's an incredible player.
It is hard to make the call because of a lack of relevant data.
Right.
Like, you
And
can't really say this definitely.
Part of the point that I wanted to make, though, is that all 4 of these players are so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why this is such an interesting discussion, is because they're so close. It's just really tough to order them.
And so part of the Invader crew, like, yes, they're amazing and probably not going to lose this tournament.
Probably not.
But the stipulation is any crew that beats them gets $100.
Oh.
So it's that incentive that makes them so strong.
Goodness.
Are the Invaders going to be putting up that money?
No, that's me.
Damn, good guy Mason.
Right?
Yeah, and there's a $200 in the pot for this tournament, and then $100 for each set that the Invaders lose.
Sick.
Interesting. Well, I don't think they're gonna lose a set, but it would be interesting to see if they do.
It would be fun for one set if they're like, I want to watch Mason lose $100, so they just throw a set.
I mean, that's probably the most likely scenario.
It
I'm not
wouldn't
gonna lie.
be funny for 2 sets.
No,
But
especially as the man who's putting up the money, I can see why you might be a little miffed by that.
for sure.
Ooh, looks
So
like
we
it's
have,
going in.
Yeah,
Who's
Toast
Todd?
will be going in.
Is this
Todd?
Toast?
Yeah, it's Toast.
Todd is the nickname that Fort Wayne has given Toast.
It's not his actual name.
Yeah, his name is Chris.
His name's Chris. Todd. I could totally see him being a Todd, and that might be where this comes from.
I feel like Todd is not a very common younger person name now. Like, Todd is my stepdad's name, dude. Like, Todd is a very like kind of stepdaddy kind of name, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, I can see that. I can for sure see that. Somebody in their like at this point getting up into maybe their 50s, 60s, perhaps 70s.
And we're searching. Okay, so all Toast has to do, let's put it this way. Toast has to take 1 Zealot stock,
Yep.
and then he has to 4 stock the next Invader. That's all he has to do.
That will give them a good chance.
Yeah, and then it'll be tied up. That's all he has to do.
Yeah. It's simple. Looks like they're going
At 40?
40? Yep.
Yep. Okay.
Oh, he missed. He could have gotten a counter shine after that power shield, but he
Toast going in, Zealot holding down. I love the wave shine down tilt in this matchup. Very cool.
Yeah.
Oh, he missed it. Zealot 2 I can't talk right now.
yeah. A little too
Oh, he was too slow. That's it.
but he calls him there. Zealot has been really getting mileage out of just these shines that he's been getting on the 4-Wayne players when they jump up and they do a high up B, and he just says, "No, I think I know what's happening."
Yeah, that's one of the biggest problems is that like Fort Wayne is entirely composed of spacies, and Zealot is really good at taking spacey stocks all at once.
And not just Spaceys, a lot of these Fox players have super similar styles to each other. So it's like, once he beat one, he got a good feel for the rest of them.
Well, Zealot ends up taking 9 stocks.
Yeah, that's pretty damn good.
Not bad, ZZ. That was pretty good. At this point, I think they should probably just put in whoever wants to play. No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, well, here he is.
Unsure joins the commentary chat. So they're gonna keep all the marks for last. I like that a lot.
Yeah. You don't want to allow Hefty to try to like control the pace of a match with those oppressive lasers. Not saying that Fox can't deal with them, but Reeve has an excellent track record versus Falco, and I think Kuyashi could make easy work.
Yeah, I haven't played Kuyashi since Big House last year. I was warming her up before Top 64 on Sunday,
Oh yeah?
and I think she had to play some Falco. I don't remember who it was, but I mean, she's come such a long way since then, and I would give her the edge over Hefty Pecker and Toast pretty considerably here.
Yeah, I can see that. We are once again dealing with that whole Invaders problem, where it's like one of them could be a contender for like best in our state.
Yeah.
I mean, because when you look at the best in our state right now, it's Rick when he decides to play, and Rick and Reeve have this kind of, in our two scenes, it's a bit of a legendary rivalry.
Of course. Yeah.
But
besides Rick, though, we go down to that like Hefty Pecker Rod Toast.
That's the next tier. That is the next tier. It is a bit of a drop,
especially in a world without Voorhees, because of course, as you know, he now belongs to Ohio.
True. Or does he?
People in the chat were debating that.
No,
we're
we're not giving him up. Over our cold dead bodies, because
it makes sense.
Fort Wayne is still his closest scene.
That's the thing, is like, so for Ohio, as a corollary to this, we have like so the main Ohio scenes have like largely been Columbus, Neo, like Northeast Ohio.
Yeah.
We've had Cincinnati towards like more south, southwest, and then Dayton is kind of close to Cincy, like on the western, southwestern portion.
Sure.
There's like Athens, but like Northwest Ohio was kind of isolated, its own little corner, like Toledo and Northwest Ohio has always been closer to Michigan scene. So a lot of players up there, like MB Smash, like Wonder, like TM.
Oh yeah,
They have always actually been considered Michigan players. Like they've even been, many of them have been PR'd in the state of Michigan, but never in the state of Ohio, really. So that is definitely a phenomenon that happens in the Midwest.
Oh, I mean, like, we get it with Chicagoland with Indiana. There's plenty of players in Northwest Indiana, including a lot on this crew, who just aren't really active within the greater Indianapolis scene because Chicago is just closer to them. And if I'm going to be honest with you, the talent pool's better.
Oh, I mean, dude, Chicago's the biggest city in the Midwest, so that's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. And South Bend's like that a little bit at times with Michigan. That whole like Michiana scene. It's an interesting dynamic up there.
Michiana, never heard that one.
Oh, that's a thing. That is definitely a thing. Yeah, you'll hear people. And South Bend in Indiana actually has the potential to be really good because Rick's actually moving to South Bend. So if he plays again, South Bend now has Rick.
Yeah. I will say I'm a bit worried for players that have been slightly less active. I guess the match has started, so I'll hold my thoughts here, but
yeah,
unsure going in. What's up?
Oh, I think I know what you're getting at, though.
Yeah, we could bring it back up in a minute, but
for sure. Yeah, Unsure is making very quick work right now of this stock.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of momentum. Toast just trying to find his bearings.
Yep. Gets a grab.
Oh, very nice. That's the kind of stuff that we need to see more of from Toast if they want a chance in hell.
Ooh. For sure, dude. For sure.
Unsure, bro.
No,
sorry.
Unsure, dude.
I'm sorry. I'm very sorry, everybody.
Yep. Toast keeping it up with these, kind of just staying on him.
He went for it again. He was like one or two frames off.
What a legend.
But yeah, like I said, he basically needs to be getting 0 to deaths if they want a shot.
Oh.
Unsure going for some nutty stuff. Okay.
You know he meant to grab lead with that fireball. Come on now.
But this happened.
It did. He ran with it, and he ends up getting a stock.
That's the mark of a good player. Is like even when something that you weren't expecting happens, being able to react to it and just roll with it is really, really important.
Improvisation is incredibly important, which is just another reason why Melee is like Jazz.
So true.
Toast doing a pretty good job keeping it up with the punish game. He has a chance here. Goes for the F smash. Oh, dude.
Yo, Toast, I'm all for it, man. Swing for the fences, because what else are you going to do in a situation like this?
Just go for it.
Oh, I like the grab.
Yeah.
That was
really
such
nice
good option coverage.
I was expecting like a dash attack or something, but the grab, much better, much better.
That was just really smart.
Nice down tilt from Unsure with that tech chase. We're seeing
Shouts to Ranger Mike in the chat.
We're seeing a lot of like really good Fox on spacey tech chasing options being displayed.
Ooh, I like the back air. Yeah, good DI mix up.
Yep. The reverse back air, the classic.
Yeah, even if you send them towards center stage, like obviously like you have to send them a further distance, but if they aren't expecting it, then their bad DI can more than compensate for that. So that's a great mix-up.
Bad DI is bad DI, man. Like, you ever been back throw F smashed by a Falco?
Before
Bad
he's
DI,
yelling
bad
at us
DI,
in the
dude.
chat.
Well,
Don't encourage those F smashes.
no, shut up.
It's funny, when Millhouse, or Free Palestine, of course, was on his come up in Columbus. This was probably like 2 years ago, still 2.5 years ago. He was.
Was that when his name was still Millhouse?
It was still Millhouse. We call him
Yeah.
Millie.
Millie.
He was developing incredible fundamentals, but he could not stop from F smashing as an edge guard, whether he was playing his Fox or his Marth. And I would just beg him for months at a time, Millie, just do other options there, please. Like, I beg of you. And eventually he did, and now he's like 5 times better than me. So
I mean, I'll be real. If you're a character like Fox and you're doing that at the ledge, it is kind of like a complete lost opportunity because he just has so many better options there.
he does.
Like, that
Really
can
does.
work, but alternatively, so can like a plethora of other things.
Okay, so HPR. He's
Yeah.
just gotta take 10 stocks. I mean, that's all it is.
It's simple. He has to take more than 10. He has to take. No, you're right.
10.
He has to take 10. And 2 of those are against really good Marth players. Cool.
All right, so let's think of a world where this happens. Like, he has to like pseudo 4 stock Unsure. Right? Like, he has to keep all 4 of his stocks, take Unsure's 2 stocks,
If that
and
happens,
then if he can somehow 3 stock whoever comes first between Reeve and Kuyashi, then it's only really hard.
that day, HPR's baggy pants became 10 times larger. I don't know if you've ever seen HPR in person.
I have, because I was at the Indiana like House Summit tournament last
Oh
year.
yeah. He dresses like no other man I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's an interesting character to say the least.
He's his own man. All right, looks like we're starting. And just a lot of.
I think
classic-
honestly, if anybody could do it, that is on their team. I'm glad that they saved HPR for last because his defensive playstyle could allow him to avoid taking damage for just long enough to do combos like that and
was-
bring himself back into it.
very, 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 very well executed combo and getting a lead.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, he was looking to extend that with the calling out a tech in place, but Unsure runs away. What?
Yeah, weird shine clanks.
Yeah, melee stuff is happening. Oh,
Unsure
Yeah.
starting to get a little bit of damage. They're both using down tilt in interesting ways right now.
for sure. I would like to point out that I think Unsure is going to be relying a lot on HPR being used to roll out of situations where Unsure knows that he might be able to get a punish. I saw him do that a little earlier, just like that, like he's going to roll in. Because what happens when you got a good defensive game, it may be super good. If you don't mix up your defensive game, then suddenly it's bad,
What a down tilt too.
right?
That should be it. Yeah.
Yeah, Falco can't get back from that with that ledge hold.
And that might have been it, honestly. Yeah.
At this point, I just want to see how far Rod can take it, which I think is kind of where most people are at.
Yeah. Like, how interesting can this really become from this point? Can Unsure take another one? That would be
That would be devastating.
very unfortunate.
At that point, it would be devastating. just
Oh my
because-
god. Unsure is going off right now.
Yeah, that dash attack, really nice. Dig that a lot. Oh, shield turnaround? He's getting a little fancy with it. He could have ended
Yeah.
that differently.
He definitely made that look cooler than it had to look, but
And now you can tell, he's getting a little impatient.
yeah, throwing out F smashes.
Is going to take control of that.
Rising down air from the ledge.
He's gonna roll in. He's gonna roll in. And
there it is. There it is.
Rod's been doing that pretty consistently as he's been playing. Is in those situations, he will wait a very consistent amount of time and then roll in. And even just waiting a little longer or doing it a little earlier might save him stocks. Or picking another option completely. I mean, Falco full hop out of the corner is pretty good. Even if he full hops in place and threatens options, we've seen that work at even the highest levels to get a player out of the corner.
Yeah, I think Unsure did a really good job of putting on that pressure.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, now we're at the point where Hefty Pecker, he has to get a 3-stock and a 4-stock back to back against two of the best marts in the game. Does he get a ban?
Yeah, he gets banned.
Reeve, welcome.
Hello, Reeve.
Hello.
How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Not so bad. Excited to watch the end of this incredibly close, intense crew battle.
It's been very, very nail-biting.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
Oh, you said
Sound like you're doing some stretches before some other kinds of sets. Maybe some pull-ups, some push-ups. Does he get a ban, or are you taking him to FD?
I'm pretty sure he gets a ban.
I believe
Good
that
news for him.
they do get a ban.
Alright, I'm gonna mute and deafen, so
For sure.
good luck, commentators.
Good luck, Reeve. I'm not sure he needs the good luck, but he can get it.
All right, so I'm seeing Apple Smash. Is that how you pronounce her tag? Apple Smash.
I don't know for sure anyway, so...
One of those two. She's streaming in the Indianapolis chat, so I'm wondering. Oh yeah, they did play losers quarters off stream. So Northwest Indiana beat Miscellaneous, by the way.
Wow.
And that leads me to believe that it's likely the case that Indianapolis and Purdue are in the middle of their crew battle as well. Winner of that will play Northwest Indiana in losers semis, with the winner of that set, of course, playing the loser of the current winners final set.
Huh.
So I don't know if we're waiting on Reeve to stream. I hope that he is preparing to do so.
Me too. I hope he knows that's something that we are expecting.
Anyway, so what I was going to mention before, and we got cut off. We said we'd kind of wrap back around this, but when I'm thinking of players like Rick, other players like, if you guys know Ohio players, like a player like Fizzle.
Oh yeah.
So these are players that like had been hugely active in like the early and mid and even late 2010s, but like in the very late 2010s and like 2020 especially, we haven't seen as much of them. I'm both optimistic and pessimistic for our ability to retain them and get them to come back into the scene. I'm optimistic because we have Slippy, so that makes like your ability to play melee like practically CRT, especially compared to how netplay used to be. But the lack of our ability to bring the community together and the lack of IRL events, I worry that that's going to splinter off a lot of people who otherwise might have stuck around for a longer period of time.
I think that's a very legitimate concern. I can attest to Rick's specific case.
Yeah.
I would say he is suffering more from Indiana syndrome, which has taken players like Tink, Cunning Kitsune, and Noramak, who is definitely on a lower tier than those two, but they're all examples of players who didn't get bored with the game, got bored of competing in the game.
Yeah.
Still played the game a lot with their friends, still super good at the game. I mean, Cunning Kitsune was playing with Rick and Lance as, as recent as like 2018, 2017. So, but they just, that doesn't mean they're going to enter tournaments. They just lose steam for it, and partially that's because in our state especially, you have this tradition of a large skill gap between someone like Rick and then the rest of the state in general. People from the other regions can take games, they can take sets, but they can't get a winning record. And for someone on top, it's not very motivating. You don't feel like you're going anywhere.
Yeah, a lot of us, of course, saw the recent Hanky Panky documentary that was dropped. He's another great example of somebody who kind of got to the mountaintop of Ohio and not the entire Midwest scene, but he definitely made a dent and made a name for himself, and then kind of got bored of it. And I think that there's a huge difference, and there's like this dichotomy in the scene between how people prioritize why they're in it. There's a group that is here chiefly for competing, and they have goals related to competing, and they want to keep rising up through like that competition hierarchy and stuff.
Yes.
Additionally, they love the community aspect as well, but that is secondary. They're here to compete and to achieve their personal goals through this game, and they probably want a little bit of that recognition, right? Yeah. And then there's the other side who they value the community aspect first, and the competing is fun too, but they're here mostly because they love the game and they love seeing their friends. They love being able to be a part of the community.
Sure.
So for people that get to that mountaintop of competition, and that starts stalling out, I think oftentimes it comes down to whether they are able to make that transition to being around solely for the community, because the competitive aspect simply isn't there anymore.
Very true, man. It's hard finding a scene that talks to a player the way Ohio talks about Hanky Panky. I mean, I knew the guy was good, right? Back in the days when I used to go to shuffle tournaments, and it would be like, he would enter because it's local, and he would get like second
Right,
because
right.
Mewtwo King was there, or something like that. Just and then when he did travel, he would just make big splashes. But at the end of the day, I think that video showed a really, what you were talking to, another aspect of it, where it's just like, that's just kind of, Melee is a hobby for him to compete in. It's not something as all-encompassing as it is for a lot of people, where it's a big community thing and whatnot, and they get their lives kind of enveloped by it intentionally.
Let me interrupt you really quickly. I worry that a previous concern of ours was not misguided. I see in the chat Reeve saying, "I am very dumb," and now leaving the commentary chat, so it would in fact appear as though they may have played it without him having shared his screen with us. I'm worried that that's the case.
No, I think
Pekarod's sharing his screen now, though.
No, his CPU, I think Reeve said his CPU was having issues, so he was going to have Hefty Pecker stream it. So that might be what we're seeing.
Okay, either that or Hefty Pekarod actually beat Reeve with only 2 stocks. That seems less likely to me, though.
What a legend.
Mason, shed some light on the situation.
So they started it, they both took a stock from each other, but they didn't stream it because Reeve can't. So now they're going to stream it from Rod and just restart.
All right.
Okay, so Rod has 2 stocks yet again. We're back in it. And Hefty Pekarod, out of muscle memory, shoots Reeve before realizing he needs to kill himself. We've all been there.
That was fucking hilarious.
Man.
He can't help himself.
He just can't. It's like, oh yeah, you gotta shoot him, right? That's how we do it. Neutral game has started. All right. They're probably going at 40. Oh.
All right, here we go.
They're just going after Tucson.
And yeah, fortunately for Fort Wayne, Hefty Pekarod does get a ban. If this was on FD, it would be literally over, but now it's only mostly over.
And look, you're seeing Reeve, he's doing that thing Unsure was doing with Hefty's rolls, but then he's able to take the punish game.
Oh my god.
Just a lot.
Good DI.
Very good DI. I don't think it's gonna save him though, because at this point, it doesn't take much to put Falco off.
Okay, if he can stay in Marthritis percent and just 4 stock. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
I feel like there's a lot of hard jobs in America, but one of the most underratedly hard jobs is making a game of Melee seem competitive to the spectators when it really isn't.
I mean, I solved that once by commentating a Peach and Ices game that was incredibly uninteresting.
Right.
By just, yelling constantly pretty far away from the microphone, hoping that would get the audience just a little excited.
Yeah, no, it's a high-risk, high-reward strategy, Ben. How did that work out for you?
I'll be honest with you, I think it worked out pretty good because that set was boring as fuck. So at least they can tune into a guy just yelling fairly far away from the microphone about unrelated things.
Oh, wow. Good stuff for Reeve. And yeah, man, the Invaders make it to Grands having lost only half of their stocks in winners finals. I'm guessing that they lost even fewer in the rounds leading up to that.
I'm pretty sure they did. I want to say, what is it? Dad's House, I think they might have taken like 4 stocks total.
Right.
Possibly, maybe 5. I think Beowulf, he was carrying them in that respect. For those who may find the name familiar, if you're part of like the Falcon Discord, he's a big theory crafter and whatnot, and